The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood Redefined. From Los Angeles, California, streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live, the Black Tea Party, featuring weekly discussions on political news and current affairs. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood Redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, the Black Tea Party.
Okay, there go the music. All right. It's always a good one, man. Smooth.
Song. I like the opening.
You need some cognac with this. Just kind of vibe out. No, what's up?
A lounger chair.
Right. All right, y'all. What's up? This Black Hollywood Live Black Tea Party. I'm Anthony Martin, aka BLK Fist Activist. And let's jump to our host today. What we got?
We got Shirley Hussar, HUSAR, Urban Game Changers, and of course, Black Hollywood Live. We love you guys coming back every week to watch us.
Yeah. Yep.
Michael Timon, as spelled on the screen, not Michael Timon.
Always
It's just the
read it
easiest
on the
way.
screen.
Because when I spell it, it's Mihkel, and people are always screw it up. So just read it on the screen.
Okay, that's what's
I'm
up.
helping literacy. That's what I'm doing. Helping literacy in the United States.
And then we got my man.
Can't say the word.
Then we got my man Don via
Big
Skype. What's up, Don?
Hey, what's happening, y'all?
We miss you.
Hey, I miss y'all more, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's been an exciting week.
Oh man, we got
my God, GOP
All right.
week. Yes.
The comedy special of the year.
All right,
It was
Stacey.
awesome.
All right,
Go
Shelby. Let's get in.
Trump, go Trump.
Okay.
Reality, baby.
No,
right.
there's so little reality.
Amazing.
It's
All
like
right, so
another
let's get
America
into
was
it.
watching. Thank you very much.
I
So
watched it all, too.
today we're going to talk a lot about Republican issues. Basically, if y'all wasn't watching, I mean, you're missing out. But the GOP debate, the first primary debate of the election, was yesterday.
Annihilate. Yes, they did that.
So you can see
With the
Shirley's a
numbers.
little happy about it. So we're gonna
happy.
jump to it.
I'm happy about it, too, for
Shirley,
entirely different
let me
reasons.
jump to you first.
Yeah,
I mean, I
why
saw
not?
it, and
The only Republican on the panel.
let me
Yeah,
tell
I'm
you
an
what. Let me
independent.
tell you
I'm
what I
not owned by
thought
anybody.
first. Let me tell you what I thought first.
Are you owned by somebody?
No,
I'm a
that's what I
queen,
said.
darling. I never said I was owned.
I'm an independent.
Yes.
All right, I just want to tell you what I thought about it first. So I'm not, like I said, I don't affiliate with Democrats or Republicans per se. So I mean, when I saw it, I kind of already knew what the issues were. But I think what got me most is I got to see the personality of the candidates. And what was interesting is some of the candidates aren't super conservative, so I was interested to see how they answer certain questions that they were coming up. I think Fox did a great job with those questions, though. I mean, they came at him. I don't know. What's your,
No, they did not.
What's your take?
Hallelujah. I am a Republican. I am not wishy-washy. I'm not in the gray. I know what I am.
Okay.
Either you're a Republican or you're a Democrat,
You're
because
not.
those are the two leading parties
Nah,
in this
I
country.
disagree.
They are the parties that people make decisions with. Okay. Fox GOP debate had a record of 24 million viewers. Can you believe that? This was the largest. I mean, really, the rates were
Of course you're
incredible.
going to watch that train wreck.
It wasn't a train wreck.
Yeah, it
Let me
was.
finish. The Nielsen ratings basically said this was the highest rated show ever in the history of primetime debate television. That says a lot. On top of
does say
this
a
was
lot.
Donald Trump.
That's why
Stop the
everyone
Trump.
tuned in.
He went ahead and he was the first debate he ever did it. And he gained in numbers, which is amazing. Fox News spokesperson was they're just overwhelmed. The numbers are off the chart
It's
from
amazing.
every aspect of the game.
Okay, so let me ask you, Mike, what'd you think about it?
It was the greatest comedy special I've ever seen in my life.
It
Louis
was
C.K. has to
everything.
step
It was
up
a
his
great
game.
gumbo. What
There
are you
was
talking about? Great
so
gumbo.
much
Gumbo.
bullshit, and I can't even
Gumbo.
use another word because there was
Hater
so many
of the
lies.
nation.
They pretended
Anyway,
Planned
it was
Parenthood was an
amazing.
issue. Donald Trump is.
It's brilliant.
What the
Brilliant.
hell is happening to Donald Trump?
Brilliant.
But at least he's honest. I will give him
Thank you.
that. He's an idiot, but
On
he's
the
honest.
floor,
He's an honest
straight
idiot.
out, not an idiot.
He's pretty idiot.
Don, what'd you think? Don, what was your take on the show?
Kasich is the
I
best.
thought it was Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus, to say the least.
Gumbo, baby. You gotta bring it.
I
You
get
gotta
the
bring
ratings because reality television pulls them in all the time.
That's
Donald,
right. That's
Trump
right.
has delivered. Everybody tuned in to watch his hairpiece.
Okay,
Yep,
okay.
thank you.
So let's get serious. Let's get serious about it though, real quick. I mean, yeah, it was an interesting show, but to watch. But let's talk about the issues. One of the things that I thought was real interesting, and I think Mike alluded to it, is that I mean, since this is a it's about black people, minorities. I noticed they didn't touch on like criminal justice reform or affirmative action really at all. I mean, they kind of were like, "Oh, it's bad. Let's move on." And I was kind of like thrown off with that. Me being a minority, I'm thinking if I was in the middle, if I didn't know whether I was going to vote for Democrats or Republicans, I'm definitely not voting Republican if that's the only thing I saw, because that's an issue that I care about a lot. And the fact that you didn't bring it up, but to say, "Oh, it's bad, we're going to do something about it and move on," that rubbed me the wrong way.
What did they ever? Okay, I heard a 12-point plan and saw part of it from Chris Christie.
Right.
I don't agree with it, but he has a 12-part plan, and I think it was Rubio. Rubio had a 3-point plan. Other than those two, I didn't hear a single plan last night other than this was okay. Here was it's so funny. Okay, Rubio's plan for defeating ISIS was I'm going to go in there hard and take care of them. That's not a plan. It's just not a plan. They didn't say anything. All they did is try to be as likable as possible to the base. And then that base, the Fox was trying to choose who's going to be the Republican candidate. Let's be honest. They were trying to get rid of Donald Trump last night, in my opinion.
Yeah,
those questions were designed to eliminate
do you think it
him.
worked?
No, because the Republican base is miseducated and they think Donald Trump is smart. So that's part of the problem. The problem with Trump is Trump has no facts on his side. When he talks about illegal immigration, he's beyond wrong. His anecdotal evidence, we're going to get into illegal immigration later. That's what
yeah.
He's been bankrupted 4 times through his companies. So to say that he's the business leader that does nothing but succeed is wrong. And you can't bankrupt a country, or otherwise you have what happens in Greece and Puerto Rico. So tell me why the business guy is the best man for the job when he can't even handle his own business.
I mean, he's a what, $4 billion man, or what was it? I mean, he's still making money. I mean, that's a lot of money to me. I'd take some. Give me $1 billion.
He's a guy who sent jobs overseas, including to Mexico. Sent a lot of jobs to Mexico to make his suit line and his ties. He's sent a lot of jobs overseas to make other products that he endorses. He's taken in. He just got caught trying to bring in 1,100 immigrants that he could pay below minimum wage. So you're going to tell me this guy's going to solve the job problem and illegal immigrants? This guy's going to solve the illegal immigration problem. The guy who's trying to bring 1,100 illegals in. And was more than proud to say that, I took advantage of the system. And Donald Trump proved the system is rigged toward the rich. Because he filed bankruptcy to keep every cent of his money when he owed a lot. All those people lost their jobs.
Charlie, what do you think? I mean, Don, what do you think? I mean, the issues that they talked about yesterday, again, were abortion, foreign policy.
On a Planned Parenthood video
has
been debunked since.
They talked about the war and, the ISIS against ISIS. And what's your take on them? Do you think they handled it well? How do you feel that they did on that?
I think the Republican Party overall really demonstrated a strong force for the GOP. I have to say that. I mean, it was a long line of them. They were all very clearly identified. They all sing the same song. Of course, Donald Trump stuck out like a sore thumb. Yeah. My personal theory about Donald Trump is that I really believe he's a Democrat at heart. I think he's really supporting Hillary Clinton. I think he's probably going to branch off and create this independent party to split the vote so that Hillary takes the lead. I just think that's what this is all about.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, he kind of touched on it. I mean, I feel what you're saying. He said it in the beginning, if y'all don't pick me, I'm not finna, I'm not gonna back y'all. I'm gonna do my own thing. But that's the kind of person he is. That's why I think, personally, that's why I think Donald Trump isn't going to get the nomination regardless, because he's not loyal to the party. No one who really knows that Republican Party is going to vote for somebody that they feel is going to walk away if things get bad. Like, what type of president is that? Who wants to nominate?
I think if this theory proves true,
right,
and I happen to really feel like it will be, then this is a phenomenal strategy, because what Donald Trump is doing is he is showing the true attitude of the Republican Party. And if he becomes for the Republican Party, then all of his rhetoric and all of his insensitivity and all of his slander to different racial groups or economic groups has become the attitude of the GOP. And if that becomes the attitude of the GOP. And he has successfully polarized the GOP to not make them. I'm just there. I think it's a joke. I think it's a strategy.
I feel what you're saying. I mean, I don't think he's. Yeah, I mean, I had some talk. I actually talked to some of my bros the other day, and they were talking like it's a strategy. He's not in it for the long haul. He's devising something
Trump.
else.
He's just doing Trump. Yeah, I agree.
So Shirley, I mean, you're the Republican here. Let me ask you, because one of the things that I thought was real interesting about yesterday was their take on women's rights and abortion. I mean, it's almost, it doesn't make sense. I feel like they didn't think that enough through. I think they went kind of with the religion aspect of it and took it like, yeah, abortion's wrong, that's kind of it. But if you think about it, there's so many underlying factors with abortion, as far as, like, they were talking, most of them said, like, they want to ban abortion, period. No exceptions to rape, no exceptions to incest, no exceptions to health issues, like the life of the mother. Like, I'm thinking, as a woman, I mean, as a man, you can't really speak to that. You can't really speak to that. So what would you say on that? What would you say? I mean, being a woman, about that. Yeah.
I didn't see what you saw. I didn't hear them talk about abortion over and over. That was not the issue of this platform. Look, Donald Trump is running for the President of the United States. The President of the United States. That means he represents all of us. He's not running to be the President for the Republican Party. Okay. Yes, he has put his name on the hat as a candidate, but he's running to be the President of the United States. They talked about Common Core. They talked about ISIS.
They did.
They talked about Black Lives That Matter.
No, they did not.
They
did not. I'm about to stop you on that one. They touched on that. Someone said Black Lives Matter, and they were like, okay, next question. Yeah, let's move on. That's
and they needed to, because they didn't want to go on record dealing with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They were playing it safe, and I get it. It's the first debate. They ain't trying to get all into that, but that is an issue. It's on Sunday is going to be the anniversary of the death of Michael Brown. Yeah. In that time, there have been countless police brutalities, countless police murders of unarmed black men, countless issues with hate crimes. Like, why is that not a major issue in their first debate?
No, I mean, I think with the thing with Black Lives Matter, I mean, they're staying away from. I think Fox News stays away from it right now too, because of what kind of the fallout from the last thing they did. Who was the guy who was going to run? Damn it, I can't remember his name. He was a representative. He said all lives matter again. That guy. He was at the same thing Trump did, except Trump didn't do that. I'm saying this guy did. I wish I had his name off the top of my head, but. After that, and the guy didn't challenge it and stuff, and Fox got a lot of fallout for that. I think they wanted to stay away from that, personally. Right. I mean, I think that was just a political move from Fox, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think they didn't touch Black Lives Matter because Black lives don't matter in that particular camp.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't see their.
That's a shorter way of saying what I said.
yeah, basically. I mean, I definitely agree with that, and I don't know. It bothers me so much that they didn't talk about that. That is like my platform. I think if I was running for president, that's the first thing I was saying. So I was waiting for those questions, and it just didn't happen. And then all the questions following about abortion, about Common Core, about the war on ISIS, they all bothered me.
Trump didn't touch abortion, which is, I think, what you were saying, right?
Yeah, are you only listen to Trump, huh? Yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, so let's talk about it. Who do you think did the best yesterday? Who do you think stuck out the most as far as the debate went? And you can even talk about the Tier 2 debate that had the bottom 7 on the debate. Who do you think won?
I'm going to make sure I say his name right. Governor Kasich. Republicans who don't support him, Chris Christie specifically, Ted Cruz and Rubio, and would rather vote for Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, and they're Republicans.
Right.
And I mean, that's kind of anecdotal, but the polls are showing that as well. So I think you got to go with someone like him who's dealt with Democrats. Ohio is a strong union state. He's dealt with the military. And Pataki. That was the other guy.
Okay, that was the tier 2 one. But
that's my tier 2 pick. But those two are the ones that stood out, like that seemed more reasonable to independents and liberals. That would actually be like, okay, maybe we don't agree on this.
You wouldn't leave the country if they got into office.
Exactly.
Okay, I get you. What you think, Don?
Yeah, I think who stood out for me, oddly enough, was And I say that for one reason. I think that right now is such a circus of performances that Jeb Bush started off the night a little bit kind of disconnected. But then when he talked about, the economy and talked about 4% increase and his, coming to increase that, he kind of rebounded. But I think that it was a safe posture for him to not really get in the rat so early in. I think that when you begin to look at the Republican Party, you're going to look for someone like this because you've got all these people. And for me, I just thought that Bush stood out because he was status quo. He is demonstrating himself to not be of the Bush brand, although he has the name. I think that he also speaks to obviously the Latino, community, and so I think he's like a, I think the giant is kind of sitting there.
Yeah, I'd say that. I thought Bush was very interesting because some of his views. I mean, like I said, I'm not a Democrat or Republican, so some of his views, I was looking at him and I was kind of like. I mean, I can see it. I can see where you come from on that. So it made it interesting on that. So yeah, I definitely agree with Bush was very interesting. I think he might have shot himself in the foot yesterday, though. I mean, as far as Republicans go, I think he was too wishy-washy. I mean, they already thought he was wishy-washy, but he didn't prove himself enough conservative for them to be like, okay, yeah, we're bringing you back. But I guess we'll see as the polls go. Well, Shirley, you're the Republican. I'm not hearing nothing from you today. You quiet.
No, they told me to shut up, so I'm just doing it.
I want you to speak. Let's hear it. I need to hear it. This is your show today.
Well, the National Republican Senatorial Committee came out with their numbers, and Donald Trump came in at 35. Scott Walker came in at 4. Jeb Bush came in at 4. Ben Carson came in at 13. Ted Cruz, 15. Mike Huckabee was interesting. He came in at 6. Marco Rubio came in at 12. Rand Paul came in at 5. John Kasich came in at 5. And Chris Christie came in at 1. We have to keep in mind there was also another presidential debate prior to this one.
Sure was.
And we had Carly Fiorina, and they said that she did an amazing job.
She did. She did good.
Fortunately, I totally disagree with all you guys. I thought that Jeb Bush was the worst one of all of them. I thought he was flustered. I felt that he was uncomfortable standing next to Donald Trump, who's very confident as an individual person. And he's just very comfortable in his own being. So when you stand next to power, it can intimidate you. I thought Donald Trump floored it. I think that he's not intimidated by anything. He says what he wants to say.
That's true.
I think the Democrats are in big trouble. They're scared. They're frightened little animals right now. And the reason why they're scared is because Hillary is a big trouble for them. They don't know what to anticipate. All you have to do is say 3 words with her: Benghazi, Benghazi, Benghazi. Okay? So they know that they are up against a major contender if Trump, and he will be, as we can see these numbers continue to grow across the country. I've talked to many of my friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and they're even telling me they're not registered Republicans, they're not registered anything, but they're now getting, the registrations are growing just to vote for Donald Trump. You're going to see Donald Trump become the nominee and possibly the president of the United States.
Well, we shall see that. So let me ask you, do you think that now, I mean, it was only the first debate, so there's a lot more. Where they said they got like 16 left,
something like that.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. And the Democrats have like 7.
Can be like The Bachelor, where they like give them roses at the end.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you what.
You move on.
I'm gonna tell you what. It's reality TV. It's reality TV for real. Like yesterday, I thought that was a reunion of Basketball Wives. I was in there like. They was out there. Like, I was just like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. But anyways, do you think now, after seeing that, kind of talking to people, what is the nation more Republican or Democrat in your opinion?
How about uneducated? How about that? We'll go with uneducated. I'll go with that as my answer. We're more uneducated as ever before because Hillary Clinton's not the answer either. I've said this many times. She's a corporate. Her and Trump are in together. I don't think it's as far as Don thinks. I think Bill Clinton reached out like, hey, if you really want to do something, you should get involved. And Trump took it to the extreme because that's how Trump does it. So, I don't think they're in cahoots like that as much.
Right.
I think the fact that he did used to support single-payer health care is going to really hurt him among Republicans. That's a major flip-flop on an issue, especially when he was pushing Obama for a single-payer He criticized Obamacare as not being a single-payer system. He's like, if you're going to do it, you should do it. And he brought up a great point last night about how he has to, when he opens a business, and this is partly why you want a system like Canada with a single-payer system. You still have privatized healthcare for other people, but it makes it easier for all the corporations. They don't have to negotiate state by state. Okay, we have Blue Cross Blue Shield in California, and in Nevada we have Anthem, and over in this, you know what I mean? So the thing I loved about Trump, I will say, is I think he was the best moderator there last night. I will say that about Trump. And when I say that, I don't mean it in like in a joking way. I mean, he like that issue he brought up with it, like he was the only one bringing real world issues into perspective on some things.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. My thing about Trump, I don't think it was his fault, but I think purposely, like you said, I think Fox was kind of trying to sabotage him a little bit.
Yeah.
So they didn't ask him the questions that, like the real world questions that they were asking everybody else. I think it kind of, I don't know if they didn't want him to say something that people really liked and they went for it, but I just felt like they weren't asking him the questions. It kind of was like, you know, he was getting the same old immigration business stuff. We know what you feel about immigration. We know how you feel about business. I want to know how you feel about the other thing.
That's the authenticity of Trump.
Yeah,
that's what he cares. Right or wrong, he's wrong. But right or wrong, that's his issue. Same with the two people that I most trust, right or wrong, in the Republican Party on running right now are Donald Trump and Rand Paul, and it's because they don't give an F about anything other than their points of view. Meaning they're giving you an authentic point of view of what they think.
Okay. So let's say Republican get the nomination, they get into office. How is that going to be for minorities? How is that going to be for the Latino community, the Black community?
Horrible.
Like, the women. Like, why do you say that? Why? I mean, I know I feel the same way, but why would you say that?
I say that because I think that there are things that are important to those minority communities that the GOP tends to conveniently overlook. I think the fact that they didn't talk about certain issues on last night is indicative of that fact. And I think, I just have no reason to expect them to do anything different.
Okay. I mean, what do y'all feel about it?
Sure, I think
Shirley, why are you acting shy today?
No,
Shirley, why are you acting shy?
I'm trying not to talk over anyone. I totally disagree with you guys. I think that everything that you say is false and falsified. I think the fact that the Republican Party is needed in this country right now. You have a current African American president who's done nothing for Black community. They go around protesting, talking about all Black lives matter, but yet they're not protesting the president. You should be protesting the president at this point because as far as the state level, they're doing nothing for the Black community. As far as jobs, they want to expand government programs and they want to continue to ask that trickle-down factor from the government. Black people continue to, let me finish, I didn't cut you off. If you want me to cut your throat, I can do that, but I'm sitting here nicely. The bottom line is that we are in times where Black people are in dire strait and they're hurting. And you see the rage in the community. You saw the rage. 20 million people. This is the highest watch debate ever. What does that say? That has to say something. You guys are cracking jokes and everything. There are people who are hurting, jobless, homeless, military people who've serviced their lives and they're come over. And you start off this show talking about abortion. What a strong, antic. But no, that is not the main topic of that debate.
So what do you think the main topic was?
The main topic is, are you hungry? I saw hungry men who want to serve this country. I saw hungry men who had to be prepared because I agree with you. Those questions were unbelievably hard. They were not the typical, just a nice little ice cream on a Sunday afternoon. It was like cutthroat. And I agree with you as far as, yes, Fox is trying to go after Donald Trump, but guess what? Trump is Trump. He's not trying to respect or be politically correct. He's letting you know, I want to be the man's man for you. Every girl loves a man with kahunas. That man had kahunas. You know what, that weak punk brother up there, you want a kahunas man. He gave it, he delivered it. As far as Judge Bush, he was shaky, he was weak. I was shocked and I was saddened by that. Chris Christie, as far as Rand Paul's debate, was amazing. Those two going head to head at it. That was like, ooh, this is kind of like tennis ball going on back and forth. But we have to see what time progresses. You're so off with this whole thing with Donald and cahoots with Clinton. That's some BS.
So
your theory is a waste.
Let me throw it back to the original question, Shirley.
It's a theory.
So if a Republican becomes the president of the United States in 2016, what issues, like, how are they going to help the minority communities? Exactly. Like, what have they said? Because you know more better than us. What have they said in their speeches since now that say what they're going to do for the minority communities, what they're doing for Latinos, what they're doing for the Black community, what they're doing about the issues with criminal reform that's actually a big topic in the Black community? Like, what have they said to those in that aspect?
There's 3 legislation of government: state, local, and federal.
Okay.
Every question that you just addressed has nothing to do with the President of the United States.
I think everything like that has to do with the President of the United States.
I totally disagree with you. I think that
It can cut national policy.
When you're dealing with local issues that you're talking about, Black Lives That Matters and jobs, and from a broad aspect, yes, that's the president. But it does comes down, it's a trickle-down effect.
Right, so it's broad, so it starts at the top.
What the top will do is shift the energy of the bottom. The bottom right now is destroying the country. If you look at urban communities, they are ran by Democrats. They are controlled by Democrats, not Republicans. They are controlled by expanded governmental programs. So what I believe, let me finish, Don, what I believe that Republican Party, what a Republican will do is set a statute of understanding what capitalism is supposed to be for the middle class. The middle class will have a better opportunity to understand how to utilize the tools that we have in the country. That makes us go.
Okay, hold on, Don. Go ahead.
How?
Go ahead, Don. What were you gonna say?
Shirley's confusing me because on one hand she's talking about folk being hungry, she's talking about folk dying in the middle of the street, and you sound very Democrat.
I never said
but
that.
then you flip the script and you want to make it more of a corporate and political conversation. And I'm really confused that why you think that this Republican Party GOP debate last night did address these issues that you say were hard. They weren't hard questions to answer. So I don't know if you were watching the same debate I was watching, but you're getting something that actually didn't happen last night.
Okay, I think I was watching a great debate. 20 million people also agree with me. And I'm going to go back to what he said. This is too early. This is too early.
Just because 20 million people
No,
watch
it was a
debate.
world record.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, the number of people don't matter. You can have a Super Bowl that beats every expectation and still have it 52-7 and be a crappy Super Bowl. Just because everyone watched it doesn't make it good. Everyone watched it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between people tuning in and there's like a reason behind it and people tuning in. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Donald Trump brought people out yesterday. I think that's the reason he was there, but I don't think it was because of how he feels about the issues. I think it was more or less because they wanted to see Donald Trump in his element.
They wanted to see a leader. They wanted to see someone that was going to be able to execute.
I think you're drawing a line of what people aren't
I get it. Okay, I mean,
when the Republican president gets put in office, we'll have the same discussions, and I want to see what you guys say then.
You know what? When that happens,
it is going to happen.
Okay. I mean, and you know what? I'm not even going to lie to you. Looking at,
Hillary sucks. Bernie's a socialist.
Okay.
You're done.
So
just because he's a socialist, what does that mean? You just called him a socialist without any context of what that means.
Okay, well then what does it mean?
A socialist, by the way, the police department, fire departments, teacher departments, social workers all around the country, those are all socialist programs. That's socialism. Socialism is pulling money and creating an infrastructure within a society in which more people can succeed. Okay. That's what socialism is. That's all it is. You can stop capitalism and socialism.
Look up socialism. Look at what France is going through because he's all happy.
Look what Sweden, Finland, and Norway, all 3 in the top 5 countries.
Move there.
So
move there.
So
no,
what
I want to make my country great.
No, so make yourself great.
Okay, Mike. So let's say, because I'm gonna be honest. Like I think.
For the top
Bernie,
5 countries,
I think Bernie Sanders is kind of in the same the same road that Trump is in.
Are you kidding me?
Not saying that they have the same.
A capitalist and a socialist?
No, I'm not saying in that instance. I'm saying they're both sensationalists. Yeah. Like I think people look at them and they have that common core of people.
Look, Bernie, nobody knows what the hell Bernie is.
I would disagree.
He's beating every single presidential nominee head to head right now. Literally in every poll, including Trump, Jeb Bush, Scott Walker.
Regardless, I don't think either one of them is going to get the nomination. With that being said, I'm nervous about Hillary myself. She does have a lot of things going on. So
Joe Biden Biden's going to be your opponent. It's going to be Joe Biden.
I think she's right.
It's going to be Joe Biden.
I think it's going to be Joe Biden.
It's going to be. We all kept thinking it was going to be Bush and Hillary. It's going to be Joe Biden and Trump.
Hold on.
And
This is a big moment. This is a big moment. So Shirley and Mike agreed on something, y'all. Y'all saw it here. It just happened.
No, I mean for the same reason she says.
Hillary's just too dangerous right now. She's too unpredictable. You've got Benghazi. You have emails, and you have that women thing. You know, she has those attitudes that I go, come on, answer the question. I get a point saying, lady, just answer the question. I want to know the answer. Okay. She won't do that.
You should be able to at this point say, you should be able to look at it and say what you're going to do about Keystone, right or wrong.
Okay.
The Keystone Pipeline, you should have an answer. Sure. Not wait till I'm in office.
I agree. Okay.
That's not a person I want to vote for, by the way. Okay. I don't want to see, hey, which is my problem with Trump. My problem with Trump. She brought up good points.
Okay.
The good points are Hillary's not answering questions and she's trying to play it safe. I think Joe Biden, first of all, he's coming off of Barack Obama, who's a pretty popular president right now, according to the polls. He's got the same makeup without any of the closet issues that Hillary has with even though Benghazi isn't an issue because it's been proven that didn't really matter. But between her political contributions and other ways she's reached out to different people within politics, including Trump. The way the Clintons reached out to Trump is, even though I don't think in the conspiracy with Don, I'm with Shirley on that too. Okay. I don't think there's a conspiracy going on with that. I think that shows they're so in the system, I don't trust that person.
Okay. I feel you. So let's move on to another topic. Still involving the Republican debate. So, Shirley, you were saying the issue wasn't abortion. I think one of the big major issues was immigration. And our next topic was about the two undocumented immigrants that got named Huntington Park commissions. So basically what happened in Los Angeles is two undocumented immigrants who live in Los Angeles actually got appointed to a commissioner position within their county, within their city. This brings up a whole lot of different things. I have a whole lot of feelings on this, and I think I'm going too deep into it. But as far as that goes, I understand both sides. I mean, I see, okay, so these are illegal immigrants, and they're getting appointed to a position that, I mean, could possibly
they were brought in as children, right?
Yeah, and that's my point. It's like what is the process of becoming a legal immigrant? Like, I mean, or a legal citizen, should I say?
It's
like,
incredibly difficult.
So were they trying to do it?
The parents brought them over.
So how does that work? I mean, how do you feel about that, Shirley? I mean, I know, what do you feel about immigration as far as that goes? How do you feel like them taking those positions? I mean, others can argue that they're taking, they're taking jobs away from people. I mean, that's a job. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Have you ever stolen anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it legal?
I mean, no, it wasn't legal.
Would you do it again?
Maybe.
Would you continue to do it?
I don't know where this is going, but I'm not trying to get entrapped
I'm just asking
on
you a
TV.
Question. You ain't got to tell me what it is.
Would I do it?
But see how on edge you are about that?
Okay.
So that was illegal, wasn't it?
It was illegal, yeah.
Okay. Would you continue to do that?
No. I mean,
what would you
maybe.
like to continue to do that?
Well, let me
answer your question. You asked me a question. Okay. So the word illegal means what it is. It's illegal. You cannot do something wrong and not expect repercussions from it. But for some reason in this era of American history, we take the word illegal and we have turned it into, it means sympathetic.
Okay.
It means understanding. No, it doesn't. It means you're here illegally.
Okay.
They're using our resources.
Okay.
Now they have the audacity to want to hold a position of American status that is not worthy of them. They're beneath that. They need to be deported.
So let me ask you this, Shirley.
They need to be deported or be identified.
So let me ask you this, Shirley. What do you say to a child that his parents brought him over here? He has no control whether he's coming or going. He's still classified as an illegal immigrant, but he didn't decide to come over here. What do you say to those families that are, if you're talking about stealing, that they have to do it? They do it in order to protect their family, in order to make a better life for the family. What do you say to those mothers and those fathers that have kids in those third world countries that are having these issues with dangerous gangs and stuff around the areas, and they're just trying to get them to a better place? yeah, it's illegal, but is it not still merited? Like, would you not do the same thing?
I would totally do the same thing.
Would you
I'll
not
say it
do
straight
this?
up.
Let me ask you, if you had a kid, let me put in, if you're a kid, do you have a child? Okay, so if you have a son and you're in a bad area and it's just real dangerous, it's real nervous, you got to get out of there, but they're telling you you can't cross that. You can't cross the border. If you do, you'll be considered, illegal, you're committing a crime. Would you do it anyways?
Regarding the subject matter of Huntington Park.
You asked me my question. I need that.
No, I understand the subject matter because you can go all over this place. Who would not be sympathetic to a child who came from a third world country? That's irrelevant. What is relevant?
How's that irrelevant?
No, see, you won't let me finish my point.
No. Tell me how that's irrelevant, because that's what this is all based off. Tell me how that's irrelevant. I need to know how that's irrelevant, because you just brought up that they were brought here because of their parents. They didn't have anything to do. So why are they being punished for something their parents did? Start there. Where's the relevancy?
We have Huntington Park right now trying to make 2 illegal immigrants have rights in this country and run our country. Matter of fact, one of the commissioners, one of the people who are on the city councilors, hires illegal immigrants to work on his campaign. That is un-American. And it's unpatriotic. They are illegal. There's an illegal invasion happening in California. And all of us have this sympathetic movements. We have people sleeping in parks. We have our schools, our resources, our water's running out. And then there's this strong feeling of entitlement. We're entitled. Everybody's entitled. Get off your assets. Make things happen for yourself.
They moved to this country.
Hold the government accountable and start understanding to go through the process to be legal. There are illegal gangs growing in the black communities of Los Angeles and the brown Mexican American communities. Mexican Americans are being attacked. And even though we talk about illegal immigrants, we're not talking about Mexicans. We're talking also about El Salvadorians. We have all these people from Guadalajara. We have all these people who are a part of ISIS who shave their head to make themselves look as if they're a Latino and then go to the borders. All we're saying is this: build a stronger, a better regulational wall and enforce the laws that need to be in place that are there.
And how come in every place there's a neighborhood of illegal immigrants, crime goes down by 48% by violence crimes and over 40%? This is by the Wall Street Journal, by the way. This isn't a liberal place. This is the Wall Street Journal, who was calling out Trump on his stats, going, that's not exactly true.
Okay.
How come every time there's an illegal immigration neighborhood, crime goes down?
Let me give you a website to go to. Go to streetgangs.com.
Okay.
And then at streetgangs.com, you will be able to see there is segregation of areas of types of gangs. Asian gangs, black gangs,
Sure.
Latino gangs, immigrant gangs. They tell you the communities those gang members are and the percentage of the growth. That ain't Wall Street Journal. That's straight hood hustle stats right there
So
for
if
you.
we're going to talk,
People who are there, people
Not
who are there.
journalism.
That is real journalism.
That's not journalism.
It is
Okay.
journalism. You don't know journalism.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't, because
You
I'm
have
a
to
writer
check
for the
stats.
Washington Times.
All right, y'all. So-
I'm a writer for the Washington Times.
So-
What do you write
God,
for?
how do you write for them?
What are you talking about?
So let me ask you a question.
StreetGangs.com. Check them out.
You talked about street
Real
gangs.
people, real issues.
You're talking about street gangs. So I mean, one of the points that we brought up, one of the points about immigration is that I know you talked about this. Was it last week or the before that illegal immigrants are creating bad problems for the black community as well as that? And I just want to touch on that. Like, do you think the crime is coming from illegal immigrants? And if so, like, how are you just saying, these ones in these gangs? Because what I see and what I read in my research, I'm saying, yeah, there are gangs. There's Bloods and Crips too, and those are mostly black and white. I mean, and then there's Aryan Brother, and then there's the Asians. They all have gangs. They all cause problems in any community that they're in. So why is it an immigration problem? Why did you say it was an immigration problem? Why did you make that statement last week?
Because what Donald Trump said is true. They bring their worst over. Look, these people bring their children, and they're
racist
not
at
even
this
with
point.
their parents. I am not racist,
This is
and I don't
xenophobic
appreciate
and
that.
racist.
I want to state my mind.
I'm
if you don't
stating
like
my just so
Okay,
everyone's clear.
okay, Mike.
It's racist and xenophobic. Go.
Mike, let her finish it
Go.
real quick. What did you say? So go ahead.
If we look at streetgangs.com, it gives you a breakdown of each gang member, each culture, how they approach gangs and how they come out. These people will come over here illegally come with no parents. These children are coming here illegally
Okay,
with no
let
parents.
me stop you. Mike, go ahead and
There's
say
no
we only
point.
got a couple minutes. Go ahead. You got to say. I know you're upset. I need to hear.
Well, first of all, I have all the stats, and you're wrong.
I have the stats,
so
too.
Your
Let
stats
me
are
speak.
anecdotal because you're breaking it down and then saying these
Shirley,
immigrants
Wall
Shirley.
Street Journal
when the
is a white
majority of
paper.
immigrants that come
White
here
paper.
Guys,
stay
one at
within
a
the law
time.
because they want to be here and they want to work and they're hardworking people who we take their taxes, we take their Social Security, we take their Medicare, and they don't get anything for that.
Okay, and I am going to stop you right there. That was a very interesting show. I mean, I want to keep talking about it. Unfortunately, the time is up, but I appreciate everybody that came and tuned in for this. I'm sure this is going to be a topic for weeks to come. Again, my name is Anthony Martin, aka Black Fist Activist. You can follow me on all social medias. Check out my Wake Up Wednesdays on Instagram. It's a great thing, Shirley.
My name is Shirley Hussar, Husar. You can follow me at Urban Game Changers. Congratulations, Trump. All the GOP people, keep watching the Republicans. They care. They want to see you grow. And power to the people.
Mike?
Michael Timon is written. I'm sorry, Shirley. But come on, I'm on the immigrants. Okay, michaeltimon.com.
All right, Mike. All right, y'all. Check it out. Black Hollywood
Thank you,
Live,
Black
Black Tea
Hollywood
Party.
Live.
Thank y'all.
Thank you for watching.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.